What's going on, Aquarius? Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. So this is going to be the reading for the Mercury retrograde in Pisces. I want to take a look at your energy. I want to take a look at the person's energy that could be coming back into your life. Doesn't have to be romantic. It can be a neighbor, it can be anybody, somebody from high school, old coworker, old family member, somebody you haven't talked to for a while that will be possibly re-entering into your life. And I want to see what your current energy is, what their current energy is, what is the blockage or what was the blockage, and see if we can find out what the true intentions are. Keep in mind that because this retrograde is in Pisces, communication, facts, and timelines can be fuzzy. Pisces is very dreamy. There can be illusions. So what you're supposed to be focusing on is your intuition rather than your logic, right? Trusting your inner compass. That's what's going to help you get through what may not be clear with this person coming back. It could be just basically revisiting unfinished conversations. It could be emotional baggage, and could just be somebody coming back because there was a misunderstanding and they want to try and clear it up. But them still coming back during this time can be a little confusing and a little fuzzy because of the sign of Pisces, right? So make sure you're prioritizing your sleep during this time. The retrograde, the pre-shadow started February 11th, but it officially kicked off for real on February 26th, and it goes through March 20th. The post shadow goes all the way out till April 9th. So really, truthfully, anytime between February 11th and April 9th, can this person come back in to have the emotional conversation or clear up the misunderstanding or just talk about the old emotional baggage, okay? But you should be, during this time, prioritizing your sleep. Make sure, if you're tired, respect that. Give yourself the sleep that you need, okay? Because you need to make sure your intuition's on point, making sure you get enough water, and maybe some light stretches, to help relieve tension and ground yourself during this time. All right, so let's jump in. Let's pull the tarot and get 3 cards for Aquarius. 3 cards for Aquarius. 3 cards for their person, for this Mercury retrograde in Pisces, please. Keep in mind, we embody all 12 signs of the zodiac. So if you're finding that this reading is not resonating with you, check out the other sign placements I've posted. All the other elements have been posted except for I'm doing the air signs now. I just did Gemini, but it's not released yet. It's uploaded. Trying to get through the air signs. So anyway, just so you know, any of the readings can resonate with anybody. There is no perfect science when it comes to zodiac signs and collective readings. All right. Three cards for Aquarius, please. And keep in mind, energies can be flipped. So even though I'm saying the first 3 cards are yours, you could very well resonate with the person coming back in. Just keep that in mind as well. 3 cards for Aquarius, please. The Hierophant. King of Cups. Chariot in reverse. Your person. Nine of Swords in reverse. The High Priestess. The World. You know, you could have or could be married to this person coming back in. And your energy is you're trying to keep your emotions in check, right? I also feel like you might be seeking counsel. So there might be an ending, right? You might be in separation and trying to figure out if you want to move forward with like the ending with this person. So you're trying to remain emotionally balanced, but you might during this time, which makes sense with the retrograde in Pisces, that's a water sign, you might be feeling like you're not sure of what direction you want to go. So you might be at a point to where you're talking to a therapist, or you're confining in somebody that you can talk to professionally, whatever that means to you. It doesn't have to be a therapist. It could be, you know, somebody at the church, you know, it can be a spiritual advisor, you know, you could be getting, you know, readings on your life and, you know, does this person match you kind of thing. But you're trying really hard to keep yourself calm because you're not really sure, I think, which way you want to go, which makes sense, right? Because like I said, the person coming back in could be wanting to have that emotional conversation. And so I think before this person comes back in, you know, you're feeling a little off, like you're not sure, and you're getting some sort of counsel. Your person feels maybe a little bit that you're letting go. Their intuition is telling them. So the main signs, I forgot to tell you, we've got Cancer, we have Taurus, Pisces, and then like all the fixed signs. So Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio. It's like intuitively their inner self, even though they haven't said anything yet, or maybe they have approached you by now, I don't know, their concern is that this cycle between you two is ending. So they may not really want this to end. They may want to come in to have that conversation. What was the blockage between Aquarius and their person? What was this blockage, please? Demanding. Fixing them. Age issues. It gives me this feeling that somebody's like, I'm feeling too old for this nonsense. I don't know who's who here. Now, I will say it takes two to fight, it takes two to make up, it takes two to be together, it takes two to break up, right? There's always two parties. So I can't say, it's all this person's fault. I can't say it's all your fault. I'm getting this combined energy of the both of you where it's, someone's like, I'm feeling too old to be dealing with these kind of issues of fixing somebody. It's like I'm also feeling somebody's demanding that somebody get help. Could be this person wanting you because it feels like maybe you're getting some counsel. You flip the energies as it fits, but it feels like maybe the both of you are like, we're just too old for this. Either it's like, you fix yourself, I shouldn't have to demand you to work on yourself, or vice versa. Maybe you're saying that. I can't quite make that out. But there's this, we're too old for this crap, right? Let's, we got to get it together. And it feels like if you're trying to get some sort of counsel on this situation, but your person is a little worried that you are going to give up on this and let go. And I don't know if that's just simply because maybe they know you're talking to somebody professionally and that person may say, hey, maybe it isn't your person. They might have that fear, and that's why they want to be able to come back and have that discussion with you. Yeah, this is interesting. So let's go over to the Hierophant, please. Hierophant, please. Can we get more on that? There's the Knight of Wands, Seven of Swords. Three of Swords, yeah. So it does feel a lot like there is definitely separation between you two. And it's been a lot of grief. You can tell. A lot of frustration. But with the Knight of Wands, it's like maybe someone's getting counsel on trying to figure out, you know, do they have the staying power, right? Or why is it I always sneak away? Why do I always try to get away from this connection? And cause the separation and grief. So there might be a habit of somebody who's doesn't stick around for a long period of time. You know, it's like their passion's in it one minute and then they're rushing out, right? Sneaking out, sneaking away. And that's why they're seeking counsel of some sort to understand, why do I always cause heartbreak? Why do I always find myself sneaking away, running away, not sticking around? You know, my passion's always out the door. Now, I'm not saying it's necessarily third party, but with the age issues, I do feel like it's somebody who should be more mature than a knight. So the knight is somebody who's dating, right? They're just kind of, you know, flocking from this person to that person, you know, checking this person out, checking that person out. You know, they're not settling down like the queen or the king. It's, I'm actively dating and I'm not sticking around. So it's kind of like maybe they're at an age, with the age issues, like I said, we're too old for this. You know, go get help. Somebody's like demanding, hey, go get help. Go seek counsel. Go figure yourself out. Why are you always like this? Why can't you seem to settle down? And it's somebody trying to understand, maybe, you know, they're of mature age, but their passions are not stable enough to stick to a connection. And they're trying to understand it, is what that looks like. So they're trying to be balanced. They're trying to understand where their lack of direction, where their passion goes, is not matching with their age. So it makes sense, okay? I mean, good on you, or flip the energies as it fits. Somebody's actively trying to get help and understand why they operate the way they do. So but your person, or you, take this as it resonates, is afraid that somebody, you, is letting go. Where it's like they're afraid they'll realize that they're needing more time, a lot more time, to work through these issues. And maybe this person's like, I don't know if it's worth sticking around. Do we close this out? You know, everybody's healing journey is different. It can take a while. And, you know, this person may not want to stick around. You know, maybe they're afraid that they're slowly fading out of this while somebody's getting help. And maybe the demand is it's taking too long. It's not going fast enough. Because this could have been a connection that had been going on for a long time before you or this person decided to go seek counsel to understand themselves. And then now it's taking even longer, right? So, tell me about this Nine of Swords in reverse. And it could be, I'm too old to wait around for this. Time, and it's true. Time does keep moving. Cycles close out, and maybe that's just it. It's like maybe we need to have this final conversation of is this cycle between us completed? Yeah, you're still working on yourself. You're still learning to understand why you operate your passions at a more immature level than your age. Great. Maybe this cycle between us is finished. Tell me about the Nine of Swords. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of the feeling I'm getting here. And I did say, you needed to listen to yourself intuitively, and your person's got the High Priestess. They are intuitively listening to themselves. See, here's Virgo, the Hermit. That's healing. Eight of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. It's like your person struggling with, should I, like I said, should I stick around? Am I blinding myself by staying here? It's like maybe your person's gaining enlightenment that the road ends here with you two. So it could have very well been your person was connected to you to help you on your healing journey, right? To make you realize something about yourself, which you're actively getting some sort of guidance on. And now your person's like, okay, intuitively, is this where it ends for us? Because maybe they're the ones feeling, okay, I'm getting older. I know where I'm at. I know that my passion sits at a queen level. Even though you have the King of Cups, it's still with the Chariot in reverse, a lack of self-control, of staying power. The Queen of Pentacles is really grounded, stable. They could have Virgo in their chart. They could be a Virgo. They just have a lot of earth in their chart where they're already grounded in their life, settled. But it's like with the Eight of Swords, do I need to take the blindfold off and realize that I may have been the one that helped Aquarius with their healing journey, and it's time for the cycle to close out, for me to move on? Am I holding myself back? And this is, where I say, the lines can get fuzzy, and your person is definitely listening to their intuition now, because they're realizing, okay, maybe I'm telling myself I should stick around for Aquarius, but maybe I'm getting enlightenment on the fact that we've learned something here. I helped them on their journey to realize they needed help, and then your person could be, like I said, an earth sign that's realizing, I'm getting enlightenment on myself, that I know who I am, I know what I want, and it's maybe they're ready to come back in to close the cycle out, because, I'm getting older, time's getting away. I can't demand you to be fixed on a certain timeline, right? Remember, I said timelines can get fuzzy, and your person might be feeling the anxiety, or they have been feeling the anxiety of, this isn't moving quick enough. I know who I am. I know where I want to be. I'm grounded, but yet my person's not. But good on you getting active help. And it's like, okay, is this where the road ends? Let's get the true intentions here. What are the true intentions here? What are the true intentions? Laughter. I'll be a shining light in your life and bring you laughter and joy. Support. Yeah. I'm here to support you and elevate you while expecting nothing in return. It does. It feels like your person, or you swap the energies as it fits, feels like they were the ones that helped you realize that maybe you needed to take a look at yourself to understand why you don't have the staying power with your passion to be in this committed relationship, or any committed relationship. And it's no harm, no foul. It's just two people realizing that they both are learning something from each other. And, the laughter is the lightheartedness of the situation. So it's not a bad thing between you two. It's just you both realizing that you were there to support each other in a time that you both connected at a time where you needed to, and it was supportive for each other. And so it's very lighthearted, and your person's like, maybe this is where the road ends. You're continuing your healing journey on where you need to be, and your person's like, okay, I realize. So this isn't two people that are fighting and putting all these bad demands. I think it's just at one point it was like, man, I'm too old for this. You know, I can't really demand somebody to heal faster to see, hey, do you aim your passion more towards me rather than, you know, dating a bunch of people to see where you feel you need to be settled. And it's very lighthearted, but it's very much two people waking up and realizing maybe this cycle is done. We helped each other, right? It's coming together and clearing up the emotional baggage between you two. And then you both kind of part and kind of go your own separate healing journeys. But it's not nasty or anything like that. It's just two mature people realizing that they're older and people heal at different levels, different speeds, different ways. And that's it. Let's get an angel number. Clarity, 543. Trust yourself and the universe to make necessary changes to achieve your goals. Soon you'll gain clarity about your life's purpose, right? Like I said, I feel like you two are gaining the clarity that you came into each other's life for a purpose. And to not think of it as, you know, you two fighting in a negative way to hold on to each other. It's just realizing, hey, we came together for a reason. And now your person's trusting their self, their intuition, that that's it. You know, and maybe you two will remain friendly in each other's lives in, you know, a supportive way, you know, or always remembering this person as, man, this person really helped me to get on my healing journey and to see what I needed to fix and where I really needed to be. And that's for both of you. I mean, this is actually a really nice reading. There's no fighting. There's no nastiness. It's just two people realizing, okay, you helped me and I helped you. You go your separate ways. I got a lot of chills even on my head, my crown chakra. I hope this was helpful. I hope it resonated for somebody. I hope it gave you some sort of clarity. And the fact that you two really helped each other. And that's just it. Till the next one, Aquarius. I hope this finds you well. I'll talk to you on the next one.